Hello, my name is Odin Smith and welcome back to my trip to Italy. It's truly been a little bit since I've last posted my Italy videos, but the month of April was really busy for me, so I couldn't get much in for Italy. But we're back and I'm going to try to make a new Italy video every week now to continue this series and finish it off. By the way, if you haven't watched part 1 yet, then you should watch it right now before this video. I'm not an expert in the history of Italy, so if I miss any information or tell false information, please correct me and comment below. Welcome to Florence. Once a center of medieval trade long ago, one of the wealthiest cities at its time, the birthplace of the Renaissance, artistic, culture of commercial financial center. We are approaching one of the churches that we go to visit later called the Basilica di Santa Croce. Next by it is a leather shop called Leonardo Leather and Gold. They will show us how real leather is made.
On your day in Florence? Okay. I'm Alessandra. Nice to meet you. Very welcome here to Leonardo's Leather and Gold. I'm here to talk a little bit why leather is so important here in Florence and for us, okay? We take a little step back during the Stone Age, where the cavemen understood how to treat the raw hide of the animals they hunted to eat, to protect themselves from attacks of other animals or from bad weather, okay? They also understood how to treat it with the just two primary elements they had by hand, right? That was fire to dry it and make it harder and stronger, and water to make it softer, to make it easier to work with. Water is also one of the main reasons Florence is so well known for the leather production. It was founded by Romans during the 1st century BC, and they decided this very area, called the Santa Croce, was the perfect location for the first tanneries. Why? Because it was a very swamped area. In that time was outside of the city, okay? So, because of the smell, of course. So they decided to be right here. If you look at outside here, outside of our gate on the left, you may notice that the buildings are slightly rounded, okay? That is because they followed the foundation of an old Roman amphitheater. This wasn't only the leather district, was also the amusement district. Do you know what is an amphitheater? It's like a Colosseum, okay? Way smaller, of course. But anyway. The gladiators who used to fight inside of the arena needed to be recognized by the public. Why? As you will know, public was the judge of their fight. So in order to live, okay, and not to die, they needed to be recognized by their fans, because they were actually like influencers. Many people supported them. That's true.
It's like UFC.
So the leather artisans in this area started to imprint or maybe shape the leather in a way that was also a fashion item. Obviously, during the centuries, especially during the Renaissance, where Florence flourished as one of the most powerful and rich republics in all Europe, even so small, because of the Medici. Do you know Medici? Did you hear nothing about that? Okay. They were a very rich local family of bankers, and they ruled the city for many centuries. They were patron of arts and of artisans, okay? And this girl right here, Caterina de' Medici, was the bride-to-be of the future king of France, Henry II of Orleans. So, I mean, a pretty important family, okay? The Corporation of Leather and Gold in Florence decided to do a gift. This box right here is called a Florentine jewelry box. It was way huger, maybe even 10 times bigger than this one, completely full with jewels and gold, okay? So you can imagine this young girl, just 14 years old, from Florence, coming to the court of Paris with so much gold to show off how rich we were, even in comparison to them. It was a political message, okay? Till today, our artisans actually still build this kind of boxes with the same technique of 5 centuries ago. It was a pretty hard process, guys. I know, I don't want to lie to you. You start from a wooden mold, like this one. You take one first layer of thick hide, pre-soaked thick hide. You put on the top, on the bottom, and all around the sides, like this one. And we secure it with headless nails and some elastic band. Then we let it dry naturally near a strong source of heat, okay? It can take up 2 days. And then we repeat the process as many layers we need to reach the thickness we desire. Okay, then we color it with natural dyes, like this one here, and then we decor it with gold. The artisans of Renaissance used 24 carats gold leaf, means pure gold. It was very fragile, the waste of gold was huge, so today we did just this exception. So we use a gold tape, 22.8 carats. It's not that fragile and we don't waste any gold. That's very important. So how do they do that? They use a preheated tool, and with a combination of heat and pressure, they emboss the gold on the box in this way, by hand. Then the last step, the most important one, is the cut, because you have a closed box with the wood inside, okay? Very hard. So they cut with a sharp knife. They can decide to do all 4 sizes, or for example, just 3. So the fourth one is a natural hinge, completely 100% leather. No metal parts, no wood parts. We actually have many items with this technique, like for example, cigar holders or credit card holders. But obviously in the 50 years and in the last centuries, of course, the techniques developed a lot, okay? First of all, the tanneries are not inside of the city center anymore. They follow the banks of the river Arno, outside in the countryside, and the leather is mass-produced for many items. For example, for the fashion, for the luxury cars, for shoes, bags, everything. Okay, and obviously, if something is very popular, it's also very imitated, very naturally. Okay. For example, do you have an idea, guys, how to recognize between the two of them? Fake leather or true leather? No? Well, there are some false myths. I will start with these ones. For example, the first one is a trick, actually. It's the trick of fire. If you walk in an open market, maybe, you will find somebody telling you, look, my jacket is genuine leather, okay? I'll prove you. It's not burning. Do you see? It's not burning, so it's genuine leather. It's not burning, guys, because the flame moving very fast. Neither my hand is burning, right? But if I keep it sealed, I will burn. Not today, but I will. Okay. Another false myth is the smell. Maybe some of you think the genuine leather has a very distinctive smell. That is not true. The scent you feel is the result of the procedure leather goes through. Okay. The products used to treat it. And they're very easily to replicate in a spray, for example, and we can make the smell like leather, everything. Another false myth is the scratch, that genuine leather scratches. That is not a very good way to look at that, because, for example, Mario Prada invented the Saffiano, is a kind of leather that is made to be unscratchable. So neither that one is a very good tip. 2 good tips actually are the suede, because leather has a reverse. This is hairy, organic, very smooth texture, and is impossible to replicate. And I will feed you. I want to feel the difference. For example, this one is fake. If you can tell.
Yeah. Tell by looking at it.
Oh yeah.
If you don't see the suede, you can check between the stitches. Or for example, if you have a jacket like this one, you separate the jacket from the lining. You rub your finger, and you can feel the jacket has a little bit of friction. Friction means there's a suede. Okay. Another reliable tip is the label. By law, Europe and in Italy, of course, we need to indicate the products used for an item. So, of course, also for genuine leather items. So you may find the name of the brand, genuine leather, or vera pelle, that means genuine leather in Italian, and made in Italy. We do, for example, just fabric labels because they're very comfortable for the jackets, but might happen, okay, if you, again, walk in an open market, you may find an item with a leather label. As you know, any law has his loophole, okay? So maybe the genuine leather indicates just the label is genuine leather. So just check out, okay? I will ask you to please follow me inside. I will show you our gold, my favorite.
And get a free mat off of me, guys, as you walk, as you follow.
Thank you.
Get a free mat here. There's one per person. Free mat.
Here, please.
Whoa.
Ah, scusate. Vai, no, cerchiamo di qua. Vai pure in ingegneria.
Mind your step, please.
Vai pure in ingegneria.
Mind your step again.
Holy crap.
Salve, Lena. Salve. Say hello to Lena,
Hello.
our beautiful colleague. This is the gold department. I will wait for everybody, okay?
You gonna buy something here too?
$5. It's quite expensive. I might get a wallet.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting something like a belt. A real leather belt.
If you get a belt, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
I'm gonna use it actually. That's when I'm gonna be using it. That's why I'm buying a belt.
Okay,
Keep coming in, Irish.
that's everybody, guys? Please, guys, come inside. That's everybody.
Coming, guys. Keep coming.
Thank you. Okay, welcome to our gold department. It's this one. Do you have an idea why we use carats, for example? No? I will explain a little bit to you. Carats can be used in two ways. If we talk about precious stone as diamonds, it's used to weight the precious stone. If we talk about gold, as I told you before about the gold leaf, is used to measure how pure the item is. So for example, we have 9 and 18 carats gold, and 18 carats means 75% is pure gold. Is melted with other noble metals, for example copper, so you may have also the rose gold, or the platinum and palladium and silver for the white gold, okay? We have also a Fiorino reproduction. Fiorino was one of the original Florentine coin. Pretty funny, it was actually the first euro, guys, because it was used as currency in many European countries for centuries. And in one side you can see the fleur de lis, the symbol of Florence, and in the other side, Saint John Baptist, the patron saint of Florence, okay? We have some cameos in the sterling silver department, and on your back you can see Amore Baci. Amore Baci is the Italian version of Pandora. They are also good for the Pandora bracelets, okay? But our most popular item is this one, is the puzzle ring. Has a nice history behind. The legend says that the Turkish king visiting Florence as an artisan, a gold artisan, to make this ring for all his wives. Why? Because the time you took it off from your finger, it will disassemble like that. You see? It has 4 bands and 6 bands. There is only one way to put it together. Don't worry, we have tutorials. And for example, here you can see on the screen and over there. Why? Because when he would come back home from a trip, he would know which one of his wife took it off the ring. Okay? We have the
Smart.
gold. Yeah, smart.
Very smart.
Guy. We have the gold-plated, rose gold-plated, white gold-plated, and black rhodium plated ones in our silver department. I would ask just a little bit of attention. If you are looking around and find something of your like that you like, please ask to me or our colleagues for this here. This is the blue receipt, so you can get the 10% discount you have with your group, okay? We are a duty-free shop, so that means if you are not a European citizen, you can get your tax refunded. And as a free service, we put your initials in some leather items of your like, if you like it, up to 3 initials in gold with the 22.8 gold tape I told you before. And we can fix the sleeve of the jackets or resize the belts. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your time here. Thank you.
Now, it's finally lunch. and I finally take that opportunity to go inside the Basilica, holding the tomb of Michelangelo and Galileo.
Huh. What happened to the painting? There's like white stuff on it. I have to repair it. This is just insane. They had to rip off some of the painting there. That's how old this thing is. Oh, huh.
Heading northwest is probably the biggest building we encounter yet, and is called the Cathedral of Santa Maria de Fiore, which translates to flower in Italian. Built in the 1200s, known for their red tiles and Giotto Tower. Now going south, we go to the Tower of Torre di Arnolfo and the Fountain of Neptune. The fountain was designed by Basilio Bandinelli, and with the assistance of several artists between 1560 and 1574. The fountain has been through a lot of phases of vandalism and has been fully reconstructed and back to formal glory. If you're wondering where all the statues are, we're coming back here later to do a part 2, so there will be more statues for the statue lovers later on. Close to the canal side now, we go to the infamous jewelry and trading bridge called Ponte Vecchio, with an amazing view of the canal. one of the last surviving bridges during all this time. That concludes our first day in Florence. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Italy video. Coming next week, by the way. Bye-bye.